Hello everyone, and in today's video we'll be reacting to Brand react to Mid's video on I didn't even know she posted one of how this is how the game will end, and Alice apparently
Alice may have already
spoiled it. So Alice just leaked out Genshin would end. So we're going to be watching this. It came out a day ago. I have notifications turned on, but I did not see this in my notifications. So maybe I missed it. I don't know. But yeah, let's get straight into this. Sometimes I like to watch Brand's reactions. Sometimes I watch the original video, but let's watch this one.
Minsleeve.
Forget Brands Online's insight as well.
Minsleeve has released an absolute banger.
All right, let's see.
Last night, as she was like,
I swear to God, there was another video about someone spoiling the end of the game.
oh, I got to release a video real quick, and then I was like,
oh,
I'm gonna watch it. She was like, hell yeah.
Nice.
Alice just leaked Genshin's true ending,
all right,
apparently. So let's dive into this and see what this is all about.
I swear to God, she was talking about the whole ending of the game in the last video. So what's gonna happen here?
Now,
I think Alice may have already revealed Genshin's ending, and as
I can only assume here she's talking about the in the event when she was like, "Oh, the Abyss's unchosen fate stuff."
Asmodee may have just handed us
oh
some
yeah, probably
very
yeah.
important
I mean,
proof.
definitely if it's like Alice, I'll be said.
And now, more than ever, I really believe Traveler needs to become the new heavenly principles.
Yo.
I know you've heard me say this already, and you're going to keep hearing me say crazy
Yeah, I feel like
things,
I
but
said
hear
a
me
lot.
out with this theory. What Alice says about the Abyss might have finally explained how fate works. Why the siblings' so-called war with destiny makes sense, why Teyvat keeps producing the very thing that threatens to destroy it, and what kind of answer the Traveler may eventually need if this story is going to end.
Which I've always said, it must suck for the Traveler that its main enemy, is something that he is contributing to, you know?
Without the whole world collapsing. In the Luna 5 event, Homer He Who Caught the Wind, Alice says something we had never heard before.
The essence of the Abyss lies in the hatred carried by all the fates that will not come to pass.
I just think it's so interesting giving like something like the Abyss like a human emotion. It's so interesting.
The unchosen traveler becoming the Abyss sibling was predetermined by fate.
And that line changes everything.
It does.
Up until now, the Abyss to
when I saw that post, I was like, no, that makes I hate how much that makes sense. I hate it.
Evil corruption or line changes everything.
It does.
Up until now, the Abyss to us was this evil corruption or forbidden knowledge. A hostile force from beyond.
Yeah, we didn't know where it came from. We didn't know like really anything about it, right?
That. But Alice gives it a much deeper definition. In her words, what the Abyss really is at its core is hatred born from possibilities that were never allowed to become
so
real.
interesting.
I'm curious how this is going to tie to Asmodee in the latest trailer, though, like she said at the beginning. Because yes, I took a lot from this, and I've come up with my own theories from this, but I haven't tied any to the Asmodee stuff.
Explains that with a small example. If Alice chooses Sweet Medina,
how would because Alice is corrupted, and what if Alice is corrupted by the Abyss, and maybe she chooses the opposite of everything she was gonna do? I don't know. Just saying shit.
For lunch, then the version of Alice who chose tea break pancakes instead is gone. That possibility.
The pancakes are angry. The pancakes are mad. Oh, the Canadians with the maple syrup, man. I actually don't know where they even came from. I was thinking maple syrup and the Canadians.
Doesn't become real. So every time one thing happens, something else doesn't. One reality is selected, and another is discarded.
It's
and that tells us a lot about how fate works. Because when Alice says fates that will not come to pass, she makes fate sound much less like one rigid script and much more like a plethora of possibilities. Different routes can exist. Different versions of events can be possible.
Which we also kind of...
Which, I was thinking about like the last video. I feel like I said it. So I'm guessing the heavily, like, with the Varka choosing to go to Not Cry over staying a Mondstadt, I'm guessing like he would have never even had the possibility of going to if it was like the singular fate, then that means Varka would never. But it's like if it's a singular fate, I guess it's also. Sorry, my brain's going crazy. If it's I guess the heavenly principles trying to do a singular fate is trying to prevent the Abyss from getting stronger. Wait, how would that even make any sense? Because if there's a singular fate, so there's only ever one option only, and that I guess is trying to stop the Abyss from getting stronger, I guess.
See, honestly,
versions of events can be possible.
which we also kind of see, honestly, in characters, what do you call them? Hangouts. In character hangouts.
Oh,
right? There's
yeah.
multiple different
We haven't got one since Lynette, by the way.
branching paths with
No, Kaya.
different endings and different choices.
Some major outcomes
forgot about
still seem
that.
fated to
Still haven't done Betos. Just bear with me.
happen no matter which path you take. Fate itself seems to favor certain outcomes.
Yeah.
Take Varka, for example.
Oh,
Max and Zirkle basically describe a possible version of Monsad's history where Varka becomes the hero who faces Dvalin.
Yep.
But in
Yeah.
the reality we know, Varka has already gone on an expedition to Nodcry, so that version of events doesn't happen.
Yeah.
It's implied that Dvalin wouldn't have simply
But would that be a build-up of effects? So this fate didn't happen, so that means that fate didn't happen, and that means that fate wouldn't have happened, and then that means that fate would have happened. It's like a knock-on effect and makes the Abyss really, really strong in that moment of time. Probably not, right? It's probably just that fate didn't happen, so everything's just discarded immediately. I'm guessing, right?
escaped his fate forever. Another hero would have come to save Mondstadt instead. Another painful version of the same general outcome would have happened.
God, I love this. I really do like this. I'm assuming this video is going to go way more in depth about this, but it does remind me of something that I wanted to bring up as well in regards to the Abyss and technically forbidden knowledge. Recently, we've been watching like Minecraft ARGs, kind of original virtual stories, right? And one of them was searching for a world that doesn't exist and destroying a world that doesn't exist. It kind of took me on a bit of a tangent and a bit of a spiral because that story is based off of a book called The King in Yellow, I think it's called. And genuinely, dude, as we were watching that, it kind of related a lot to some aspects of Genshin, I felt like. Like The King in Yellow kind of reminded me a little bit of Deshra and the forbidden knowledge being when you take a peek at the forbidden, you get all of the knowledge of the entire world that you're not supposed to have.
So that means I'm guessing Genshin, like, Hoyoverse took some inspiration from that book then, right? I'm guessing.
Corrupts you from within, right?
Which, I mean, they take inspiration from so many things, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. It's very impressive how Hoyoverse are able to, like, get so much inspiration from so much different stuff, from so many different cultures, so many different, oh my god, like, I can't describe how much stuff they take things from and merge it perfectly into one game. It's kind of wild. It's kind of wild how they make it flow so well with so many different cultures into one. It's actually kind of crazy.
People to go take
very impressive, very impressive.
a look at The King in Yellow. It's a pretty short story from what I've seen.
Once you understand
Very
fate
interesting.
that way, Alice's explanation of the Abyss gets much
No! Sorry.
darker.
Yep.
Because it understands
Very
fate that
interesting.
way, Alice's explanation of
Sorry, let me go back.
Yellow. It's a pretty short story
oh,
from what I've
go on.
seen.
Once you understand
Very
fate that
interesting.
way, Alice's explanation of the Abyss gets much darker.
Yep.
Because
This
if
cutscene
it
was so good.
keeps selecting one version of reality, then what happens to everything it doesn't choose? Alice's answer is that those denied possibilities don't just simply vanish.
Of
Their
course.
rejection becomes hatred. And if that's true, then the Abyss is not just an outside threat. It's also
Yeah, so that means, yeah, like Ryan Dotter. That means Ryan Dotter, like, the sinners are corrupted by the fates that were never chosen. Which means, how would that affect a person? Like, now I really want to go into the depths of the, like, psychological, like things that change into, like, a person when the Abyss corrupts them now. Like, what happened to Ryan Dotter's mind in that moment? Like, what happened to the sinner's mind in that moment when they got corrupted by the fates that were never meant to be? Like, when that never came to be, you know? It's so interesting.
Oh my god, and he
Well, the
was
hatred of the
rejected.
fates.
a byproduct
I
outside
guess
threat.
I guess it makes them angry. It makes sense.
It's also
Oh my god, and he was rejected.
a byproduct of how Teyvat is built. The problem may be that the world itself keeps producing abyssal hatred every time it narrows countless possibilities down into one accepted reality.
Yeah.
What makes this even crazier is that the Abyss doesn't seem to be exclusive to Teyvat at all. Skirk's backstory
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, I was about to say Skirt's backstory literally taught us this about her home planet and also just
Be
what is
destroyed.
beyond the false firmament, right?
I mean, the Traveler's home was destroyed, but I'm pretty sure. Or was that? Is that fact? I don't know if that's fact or not. That or it was destroyed by the Abyss. I mean, I think the Traveler and the Abyss Twins' home were destroyed, right?
makes it sound like the Abyss exists across other planets too.
What if it is the heaven?
I mean that is. I feel like that makes sense because there's the abyss trying to get in, and there's the abyss into that. So my thought is that the abyss into that is like some of the strongest abyss in the universe, and the abyss from the outside is trying to merge with the one into that because it is the strongest like form of abyssal energy. So the abyssal energy from other planets are trying to get to that so they can get even stronger. I think that makes I don't know. I think that makes sense because of all the stuff that's happened in the past with like choices and everything like that. Because like how big some choices were. 'Cause I feel like the bigger the choice, the bigger the hatred on the other side, right? I think that just makes sense.
The principle's doing, bro. What if all of the unchosen fates are all of the planets that we passed that were unchosen by the ship for the travelers to live on? And what if we are the ones that are creating this? That'd be kind of insane.
What if the traveler destroyed Skirk's home? Oh no. The traveler went past Skirk's home, freaking explodes. God. You didn't choose this one. Boom.
I doubt that's going to be the case, but it will be kind of interesting.
Mad.
Although on Skirk's planet, people had a special adaptability that allowed them to come into contact with the Abyss much more safely than normal. In Teyvat, it seems to become especially violent because of how this world handles fate, truth, and rejection. Alice says that part of her job is maintaining the stability of Teyvat's border, that abyssal energies lie beyond it, and that disturbances there cause those strange phenomena around Nogcry. At first, you might think that just
shows
means
the past.
Sky,
Very interesting.
but after what she says in Mondstadt,
I was gonna say maybe it doesn't show the past, and maybe it shows like illusions of fates that never came to be in the past. Nah, don't worry, probably not.
the border starts sounding like more than just a barrier between the false sky. But after what she says in Mondstadt, the border starts sounding like more than just a barrier between us and outer space. It may be the boundary between accepted reality and all rejected realities.
Which again does kind of make sense.
They don't
this
collide.
Is the accepted reality by the quote-unquote heavenly principles or the ship, right? To make it the traveler's home planet, the only one that can actually sustain them.
Alice even says that in the bubble world, some of those unchosen fates came very close to reality, and that is when the abyss showed its teeth.
Yeah.
The danger is not only that denied possibilities exist, but rather what happens when they get too close to becoming real. And if hatred of those denied possibilities is what the core of the abyss is, then the siblings' goals start to look very different.
Yep.
The sibling says their war with destiny will not end until the abyss has engulfed the thrones. But after Alice's explanation, it starts
changing fate, right?
sounding like someone who believes the world is unjust at the level of its design. Someone who thinks fate is not just cruel sometimes, but unfair by design. But this doesn't make the abyss order fully right. Alice is still very clear that the abyss in its current form is destructive. It doesn't seek healthy coexistence.
Oh, this is
It
interesting.
seeks ruin. And the abyss order seems to echo that sentiment to a certain degree. But Alice's line makes the sibling side more understandable. That sentiment to a certain degree. But Alice's line makes the sibling side more understandable. It suggests the sibling may be right about the problem even if they are using the wrong method to solve it. And nowhere is that clearer than with Conria. With this logic, we can...
Oh god, we're getting into Conria lore, bro. Okay, we're about halfway through this video. So, I'm curious where this is going to go. Min did say, because we were on call last night, and she was like, oh, she had like a lot of fun with this video, but it's definitely more of a, what word did she use? Not like a rambling. I can't remember the exact word she used, but she was basically saying like her thoughts were kind of jumping around, and it wasn't really a like
that makes sense. That makes sense.
But she had a lot of fun with
going
it.
into fate with the world.
Come from.
Theorized that the sibling seems to believe Conria's rightful future was denied, and through the loom of fate, they're trying to force that lost reality back into the world. That's why the loom of fate matters so much to them. It's an attempt to use memories and ley lines to make the rejected reality where Conria still peacefully exists real again.
Interesting. Okay, I like.
I wonder what effect they'll have on the world, though. Having a reality that never came to be shoved into it. That's gonna be very interesting.
I do. So using the loom of fate to make rejected realities a chosen reality, forcing those rejected realities to come back. Honestly, I fuck with that. I think that makes a lot of sense. I think that'd be pretty cool.
But Hayden immediately warns that after 500 years, their memories are damaged, and a world woven from broken memories would itself be broken. That warning is super important. The answer isn't just to bring back those denied realities at any cost.
But I guess the Abyss sibling was there, so I guess they were using probably their memories as well, right?
Super important. The answer isn't just to bring back those denied realities at any cost, because the consequence of that could be catastrophic. There's probably a reason certain realities were denied in the first place, and that is where the 3 possible paths show up. Either 1, we keep the current world order and keep everything as is.
Okay, just real quick, I don't think that's going to happen. I think the structure of the story of Genshin is actually kind of coming, obviously it's coming to an end, right? Because we're getting super close to the end, whether people want to admit it or not. We're only a couple of years away from finishing the Teyvat chapter now. I have a feeling, obviously we're stuck...
And then another 10 years, woohoo! Of part 2. I wonder what that's going to be about.
A cycle, right? A samsara. That's kind of obvious. This is a cyclical game. It's probably going to end where it started. I have a feeling these samsaras are caused by Irminsul. It's like a backup with all the
Kerry, this was like 4 years ago, by the way. Anyway.
Memory and the knowledge, right? And Dottore burning the Irminsul is going to end up being what kind of ends up making it so that this cycle can stop repeating. And I do think that...
Oh my god, that scene is going to be fucking insane when it happens, bro. That cutscene. Because that will be a mess. That'll be like mega cutscene. That'll probably happen in Chesnaya. Definitely, I think that makes the most sense for that to happen in Chesnaya. Because since the Fatui want to create their own world, a new world, it makes sense that it will happen in Chesnaya for the build-up of building the brand new world. I think that just makes sense, right? What patch that will be? Probably, I would assume, like, the burning of the Irminsul would probably happen 7.1 or 2. Probably 7.2, I would say. If it goes over like 4 patches. But maybe the whole Shiz 9 arc could go for longer or shorter. I don't know.
It's going to be the case. I think the Traveler's goal is to become like the Sustainer of Heavenly Principles. I think the Sustainer had her job of remembering... Traveler's goal is to become like the Sustainer of Heavenly Principles. I think the Sustainer had her job of remembering everything of how the unified civilization was, and that's what the Temple of Space is showing. I think the Traveler has a very similar job. Like in the story profile, it was like, what was it again? The Creator is absent, you must ascend to the throne or something. Ascend to the throne in the sky. I think we're going to take her place, become the new Sustainer, like the new Heavenly Principles. Our job is to be a witness of Teyvat, to remember how everything was. We've had events where we had to solve discrepancies in the bubble world to test our memory. We're having an event, which was in the last live stream, where it's cartography, where we have to literally do a whole map to make sure that we can, structure...
Oh yeah, I was about to say, wait, fuck, I haven't done this event. Wait, what? Wait, what was this event? I'm like, oh wait, no, it's in Luna 6. Oh my god, sorry, I'll freaking just stress out for a second. I was like, wait, when did this event happen?
A map in terms of how it should be and how it looks. And then I do feel like we're going to become the Sustainer. We're going to create a new Teyvat. That's how we're going to stop this cycle. Dottore is going to burn the Irminsul, which is going to prevent this cycle from repeating when the world does inevitably get destroyed. Again, if we go back to the Natlan quest, this is all over the place, but hear me out. If we go back to the Natlan world quest in Little Guy, when we blew up Teyvat, what happened? We just started again. My thoughts were, what if that isn't just us reloading a save state in real life? What if it makes sense lore-wise? And what if when the world blows up, the cycle just resets?
I don't think I had that blow up. No, I didn't.
And technically lore-wise, and what if when the world blows up, the cycle just resets, and technically we went through all of the story that we've already been through again and ended up in the same spot because fate is indeed written and has been from day one. And I really like that theory because it does mean that it was technically a canonical ending. The Samsara cycle just reset. Choices don't fucking matter, and we ended up in the exact same spot that we were in and made the right decision because that's how fate was determined. So the only way to stop that would be Dottore burning Irminsul, the Traveler working alongside the goddamn Harbingers at some point, right? Maybe as the new Fatui Harbinger member or old member. But burn in the old world so that the Traveler's new world can then exist. It's a crazy theory.
I think that the whole cycle definitely reminds me of Mars for Honkai Impact, I think.
But I do like the idea. I do really like the idea. That was a huge yap session, but I really love that theory. And it's probably a crack theory, but it's
that's what theories are meant for.
Possible paths show up. Either 1, we keep the current world order and keep everything as is, or 2, we force the denied fates to exist simultaneously, even though the results may be a catastrophic multiverse of some sorts. So the Traveler may be the only viable third path, an entirely new outcome, an unpredictable variable,
a new world.
This possibility makes sense because the Traveler is a Descender. Descenders are beings who can transcend Teyvat's laws and influence its fate. And that brings us to the part that may matter way more than people realize.
Okay.
Memory. Because in Genshin, memory is part of the world's architecture. Irminsul is the repository or database of Teyvat's information and
Yeah, I am very curious what information we're
Definitely
going
with
to
the whole
get on the
newest event.
Irminsul as we get closer to
recent
its
event.
destruction, and if it does actually like affect the Traveler in the slightest. I have a feeling, even though we're a Descender, I don't know. The thing that makes us forget is
how would it affect every being onto that? Ooh. Would they forget their loved ones that have died because their memories aren't in the world anymore? Oh wait, I just realized about that. Ooh, wait, that'd be crazy.
Asmodee, right? And again, with her looking all, I don't know. The thing that makes us forget is Asmodee, right? And again, with her looking all corrupted and losing herself, basically, I do have a feeling that when the world ends, she is the one that is causing us to go into this apathic interval, like it was said in the live stream, by cubing us, right? Every time we try to escape or every time the world does end, and she's the one resetting it. That if she has to do that a certain amount of times, that could be why she's becoming like more corrupted and forgetting who she is and what her whole game plan is. Asmodee's character intrigues me so much. I think we are going to learn.
She probably has to absorb the abyssal energy every time as well. Need to clean up the mess.
About Asmodee in this latest world quest. I'm very excited for
memories.
that. Very
and those
excited.
memories are gathered through the ley lines. That means memory in Teyvat is part of how the world
be good, man.
stores
Should be
what
good.
counts as reality. When things are deleted or altered in the Irminsul, the world itself reflects that change. And if rejected fates become the abyss, while memory is one of the ways Teyvat keeps reality stable, then the real issue is in the way the world is designed. Zhongli says the Traveler can act as a backup of sorts for the times and tides of Teyvat. That's a huge clue. Teyvat can lose or rewrite its own truth, but the Traveler can still remember it. And if the abyss comes from the possibilities the world rejects, then the Traveler may be the only one who can still remember what was lost. And use
like we remember Rukadavada and stuff like that, right?
To help create a better system.
Exactly.
That's also why I think
we definitely are still privy to falling back into cycles during Teyvat, but in terms of memory, it is something that by the end of the story, even if the Irminsul is destroyed, we will still remember stuff and be able to create something new.
Yeah. Because like with the Rukadavada thing, anything that happens at Irminsul doesn't affect the Traveler, so it wouldn't really make sense if the Irminsul burned and was destroyed. The Traveler would forget everything, right? That wouldn't really make sense to me.
Irminsul, because Irminsul is part of the world's
He would
active memory
remember.
system. And if incompatible memories can leak back into reality, then putting all those denied fates there could just cause so many problems. We might fry Teyvat's circuits with all that information processing, basically. Alice's Mondstadt explanation shows why that is dangerous. The abyss appeared when unchosen fates got too close to becoming real. The real problem is, how do we acknowledge these denied fates or let them represent in reality?
So I was just thinking of a way to describe it. So it's kind of like, it's like you have a computer, you have something on the computer, and then you save something to an external SSD, and then the Traveler is the external SSD, and then you can take it out, and then if the computer gets wiped, everything's still on the SSD. Wow. If you burn the computer, the SSD doesn't burn. I mean, that can make sense. I kind of just stated the obvious.
Letting them overwrite
Trying to be smart, okay?
World.
Yeah, it's a really tough one as well, because even with the theory of like the canonic ending in Natlan being a thing and the world restarting, it does then bode the question, right? Like, if that is the case, why couldn't the Traveler remember stuff? But at the same time, we know the Traveler's memory can be fucked up by...
Right, because he was like a part of that system, I guess, maybe. He was a part of that digital system at the time with that quest. I don't know. Maybe.
Remember stuff. But at the same time, we know the Traveler's memory can be fucked up by certain things. We saw it in the very beginning of the game, right? There is explanations, and stuff like that usually comes out when we need to know it, right? I mean, we didn't even know about the freaking ship until a couple of months ago. So I'll never discount stuff like that just on the practice of theorizing, but it is very much a possibility that it's just complete and utter bullshit, so...
Genshin, we've actually seen quote-unquote prototypes for what a new world system could look like. The Sacred Sakura in Inazuma shows that a secondary divine tree network can also exist and help stabilize the world without simply replacing the original one. Its network absorbs filth, purifies the land, and keeps dangerous buildup contained even if that buildup still needs maintenance. Then Natlan gives us another example with the Night Kingdom. After Natlan's original ley lines were badly damaged, the Lord of the Night used fragments of the old ley lines to reconstruct a similar network. It became a parallel system with different rules. It means a new world memory system can be rebuilt.
Yeah, so there are alternatives to store memories, which is probably what the Fatui are also trying to make as well, right? Because they're gonna burn Irminsul, but they need a way to store memories, so they'll need to manufacture their own, which maybe Capitano becoming one with the ley lines is also part of their plan. So maybe he can understand how the ley lines work. I don't know. I'm trying to because obviously he's still part of the Fatui, right? And he did working with them. So I feel like maybe the Fatui's goal was obviously for him to implement himself into the ley line, so then he can understand that and then he can be the foundation of the new world, right? That the Fatui are trying to make. I don't know. For memories, he'd be the foundation of memories for the new world. Maybe.
And
I don't know.
configured differently from the main one.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
you have the Loom of Fate, which is the dangerous version of a similar idea. It proves memory can be used as material for rebuilding reality. It might prove that denied worlds can be pushed back toward existence.
quality.
But it might also prove how badly that can go.
So damn at the same time. For completely different things. I was saying damn because of the cutscene. He was saying damn because of what Mizza was saying. But
Denied worlds can be pushed back toward existence, but it might also prove how badly that can go if the source memory is broken. And then there's another clue
or
with
corrupted.
Durin, which may be one of the most important hints
Wait,
in
with
the
Durin?
entire story.
Okay.
Durin was initially rejected by Irminsul.
True.
But later, the Hexenzirkel and the
True,
Traveler
he was forced, yeah.
took steps that allowed him to be accepted as a different entity.
shit,
That means the
true.
world's acceptance rules can change. Something that did not fit before can later be recognized under
God,
a
I
new
call it, oh
framework.
my god.
All of
Animation.
this could lead
Beautiful.
us to the true ending of Genshin.
Great.
Not deleting the abyss, not
Oh,
letting
is that her getting her
everything
vision?
could
Oh,
lead us
no.
to the true ending of Genshin. Not deleting the
Look, this, I can blow up things now. Yippee!
abyss, not letting every denied reality.
Nah, she's blowing
flood
up things
the true
beforehand.
ending of Genshin.
Yeah.
Not deleting the abyss, not letting every denied reality flood back into the current reality, but changing the rules so that the fates that were automatically rejected no longer have to return as hatred. And this is exactly why the Temple of Space feels so huge right now. Because Asmodee may have already realized something that we didn't before. The Temple of Space is described as a repository of fragments created by Asmodee, the ruler
Yeah.
of space.
Indeed.
It makes me wonder if this realm means Asmodee may have already figured out how to keep rejected realities from crashing the world. But her answer seems to be stasis, to freeze it and archive it. Which seems like a practical answer, but not.
But-
Maybe not even that.
But not a future proof, like not a long-term solution, right?
And just record it, right? If this is recordings of the unified civilization back before all of the nations were split into their own independent regions, basically, with different people governing over it, and this is from the unified civ with, like, you know, Nibelung and everything else, this could be incredibly lore-dense, very story-dense, and it could make a lot of dots connect in terms of what Asmodee's plan was. If it was the same as the Traveler, just to be a witness and preserve history, I think that'd be sick. I do. But if it's as Min says, that would put a whole different spin on her as a character.
Figured out how to keep rejected realities.
Sorry, I just wish this was voiced. Oh. Obviously, there's like a 0.1% chance that it is voiced. I just wish they voiced important quests like this. Important world quests. I'm sorry, I know it's like an old topic at this point, but I just want to keep saying it. I just really wish. Because I mean, I'll watch Brian Online's reaction to this quest as well, but it's just, I really wish. I will probably post my reaction to this quest onto my main channel as well. So
from crashing
yeah.
the world. But her answer
would.
seems to be
I should.
stasis, to freeze it and archive it. Which seems like a practical answer, but not a compassionate one.
Yeah.
It keeps the
Oh.
problem contained, but it doesn't necessarily make things right. Because I don't think the final solution is a bunch of parallel universes happily running next to Teyvat in their own little realms. Genshin's own system suggests something more careful.
This is going to be so interesting. I need to talk to Min about this, actually. I'm gonna have to screenshot this and send it. The fact that this could be the sequel to Before Sun and Moon, it could be After Sun and Moon, or something else to do with it, because we've got a blue book here, a yellow book here, this is the sun, and somebody translated this stuff on Reddit, and it was, the text on it was and moon, I think, or something.
Oh.
I think it was just sun and moon, but the first couple of letters were cut off. Dude, it's going to be so interesting. There's going to be so much information.
There's
in
gonna be
this place.
crazy books in here. What the hell? Okay.
So much.
Oh my god, the lore videos! Oh my god! Oh Jesus Christ! I don't think I've been prepared.
Or total
I don't
erasure.
think anyone's
That's
prepared.
why Traveler may need to rise to become the new heavenly principles, or at least to the same level of authority. If
Yep.
the current world order keeps allowing the production of abyssal hatred, then the ending may require someone to rewrite the rules of Teyvat to fix it. Traveler
to sustain the new heavenly principles.
Their main need to create a new set of rules for the world, where rejected fates no longer have to become hatred in the first place. A new order where denied fates can be acknowledged without being erased, but also without being allowed to
Was that
crash
Alice?
directly into the current reality. Because of their unique
Oh no, it's
memory,
Ryan
without
Dunn.
being
Fucking
allowed to
idiot.
crash directly into the current reality.
Sorry.
Because of their unique memory and their ability to preserve the absolute truth, the Traveler may be the only one who can remember what was lost, refuse both the Old Order's unfair system of fate and the Abyss's destructive
Yeah, because Lamine is a part. Well, the Abyss Twin is ingrained into the world now, right? She is a part of it. But I'm curious if because she's a descendant, she can still remember. Probably not, because she is a part of it. I guess it's like, does she remember Rukadavana? But the question is, did she even know who she was in the first place? Yeah.
Sure. And build a system that no longer turns rejection into hatred. There needs to be a combination of Tevat's current systems, perhaps, in order to create a new place where denied fates can be preserved and acknowledged under new rules without being allowed to directly overwrite the current world.
I could
Tevat
see
is
that.
a world that keeps choosing one reality and throwing the rest away, and that is always going to create a huge problem. So maybe the ending of Genshin isn't simply the Traveler versus the Abyss, or the Traveler versus the Heavenly Principles. Maybe it's Traveler finally creating a world that no longer has to turn rejected realities into abyssal energy.
Where the Intevats can then finally bloom freely without the curse of the forbidden knowledge and the unchosen fates, making it all toxic and shit.
And stopping the cycle that Tevat is trapped in once and for all.
No,
But there
and supposed to be like, no singular fate. Everyone is free to choose what they want to do, and there's no forced fate onto anyone. Right?
is something we don't have an answer to yet. If their Traveler and their sibling are able to absorb abyssal energy, where does it go? If you enjoyed this video,
In
please
his
leave
body.
a like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the
Corrupting his heart. I mean, true.
next video. I'm your
Has to be,
reviewer,
right?
Keeper Minzliff, and I read the Genshin Impact
He will be, bro. Bro, it'd be so cool. Oh my god, it'd be so cool if the Traveler loses control at one point, but obviously regains himself again. But bro, imagine him losing control because of the abyss he's absorbing. Oh my god, that'd be sick. And then it'd be like a quest to find out how to purify himself. I'm just saying, Traveler going crazy would be insane
so that you
because of the
don't
abyss.
have to.
Whoa.
That is a great question. I don't know about Lumine or like the Abyss sibling, but if we as the Traveler can indeed absorb abyssal energy, if we can absorb unchosen fates, if we could affect that, where does it go? What effect does it have on us? I haven't really thought too
yeah,
much
what I just
about
said.
that, but it is some good food for thought, and it is probably something we should discuss. Maybe I'll have a chat with Min about that on
Why did this go
video
down?
that we do together.
I went down like 10. That went down like 10 likes. But yeah, okay. That's that video. If ever did enjoy, yeah, I mean, oh, Fate is such an interesting thing in this game and pretty much in every game. The lore is going to go crazy. I will, I think, publish the world quest onto this main channel. And I will watch Brand Online's reaction to it afterwards because, god damn, I'll probably need to watch it like 10 times to even understand a minute of it, to be honest. But it's going to be wild. Oh, Jesus Christ. But yeah, I guess I'll see everyone in the next one. Peace.